I'm Nathan Johanning, Extension Educator in Commercial Agriculture for the University of Illinois. I'm based out of Waterloo, Illinois in the St. Louis Metro East. So the title of this project is the evaluation of cover crop planting date, seeding rate, and also some termination methods both before and after soybeans with some of our common cover crop species. So our main goals with this project are to look at, ahead of soybeans, looking at cereal rye. We're looking at 4 different seeding rates of cereal rye planted at 3 different seeding dates. And we're looking at this trial throughout the state. We have 5 different locations around the state which we're conducting some of these trials. So looking at the differences between southern Illinois we're at now all the way up to northern Illinois up in Rockford, and kind of the interaction of your planting date. So how much seed do you need to plant early? If you can get in the field, say 1st of October, how does that vary versus the 1st of November? And then looking at that from north to south of the state. We have tons of course, geographical differences in weather pattern, growing season length, and I think there's always some little bit of unknowns as to, what seeding rates at given dates do we need to plant to really achieve? Are we maybe overseeding early? Could we cut back and trim some of our cost and still achieve the same amount of biomass? So we're going to do biomass collections on these in the spring to determine at different seeding rates and planting dates, are we still achieving the same amount of above ground growth and kind of how that relates to soybean production. The other flip side of this is looking at 2 clover species, Balansa clover and crimson clover, planted after soybeans at 3 different planting dates. So our goals with that, again, looking at it across the state at similar locations, is trying to determine, we know some of our clovers need to be established earlier, but can we push it a little bit later? There's always a lot to do after harvest time, so trying to get these clovers in, especially this year, when we have a later harvest season, we have questioned, should we still plant some of these clovers? We know we'd like to have them ahead of a corn crop, but logistically, are we validated to spend our money on that, or are we wasting our money because it's just too late to really get any decent growth out of it? So again, we're going to look at biomass accumulation over those different planting dates, establishment, and things like that to help determine basically the practical logistics of, we know we like these cover crops in our corn soybean systems, but trying to make some definitive answers as to, if we plant them on this date, what kind of biomass you're going to get and what performance are we going to see at different locations in the state, basically, and trying to determine how we can make this system work and kind of refine it for our corn and soybean systems for the growers in Illinois.